Hi, everyone. We are back for another Facebook Live and YouTube Live. Um, Today is special because we have a special guest. We have Dress My Craft, who is going to be doing the project today, which we love when they come on because they share so many great tips and techniques, and their projects are always so much fun. So I am going to bring Anu in. She is going to be doing the project today. And as soon as she's all set up, I'm going to leave and let her take over. Are you ready, Anu? Hi, Jeannie.
Yes, um allow me 2 minutes. I think so. My camera is flipped over. I need to just fix it up.
Okay, I
Okay.
mean, I see your card and everything.
Yeah, perfect.
Yep.
Okay. Okay, I'm good to go.
Okay, I'm going to make you full screen. There we go.
Okay, so hi everyone. A very good morning to all of you. It's Anu Thakur this side, and I'm here on behalf of Dress My Craft. Firstly, I would like to say a big thanks and share my gratitude to Bella Crafts for having us here once again. We are super excited for the card that we have brought to you today, and this is going to be something which is well loved, which is something if kids love it, adults love it, and even people of all age groups love this. So today we have a very cool card which has some yummy popsicles on top of it. Look at that. So this card today is going to be very simple and easy and quick to put together. And this card today comes with a surprise. Yes, you heard it right. There's going to be a surprise in this card, which is very interactive, and you are going to really love it. So shall I share the surprise with you all? It is very simple, yet very, I can say, fascinating. So one of these popsicles that you see on the card actually moves, and you don't need a mechanism for it. I'm not going to be pressing a button for it. I'm just going to be using my fingers, and I will be just doing like this. Look at that. So this card has a spinning popsicle on top of it. There is a wonderful, wonderful product used in this card to make this popsicle spin. And with this product, you can actually spin anything on your cards, on your scrapbooks, on your boxes, on you know, uh, any of your projects where you wanted to put. Right. So this is something which we'll be learning today, and you're going to have a great time. So sit back, relax, have a cup of coffee with you, and let's begin with this card. Now, to begin with, firstly, we're going to start with the card base as always. So for the card base, I'll be picking up my paper trimmer here. So I have this, and then I will be picking up the base cardstock. For the base cardstock today, instead of going for a white, I have chosen to pick this beautiful creamy shade, which is the name of this cardstock is buttermilk. This is as I can say yummy looking as the name suggests. This is the cardstock buttermilk, and the color of this cardstock is very, very, very I can say creamish. It upon seeing this cardstock, the color of this cardstock, you instantly get reminded of the ice cream cones. You instantly get reminded of the popsicles, right? This is very yummy color, I can say. Onto this cardstock, we are going to start cutting the panels for the card base. Today, the card is very simple. We don't have a lot of mattings to be done. Just what we need is the card base. And as we are creating a mini slimline size, right? So we will be cutting this base at 6 by 6 inches. So I'll cut first at 6 inches Rotate my paper and cut again at 6 inches. And there you have it, your card base 6 by 6 inches. Done. Perfect. Now, the next thing, because we will be adding a spinner on top, and the spinner has some weight in it. So, to make sure that I have given enough support and even enough strength to my base, I will cut one panel for the top as well on the same cardstock, buttermilk cardstock. Okay, so as it is a mini slimline, what I will do is I will cut this here at 3 inches like that, and this size is automatically 6 inches, right? Done. So the panel here is 3 by 6 inches. So what I'll do is I'll quickly share the measurements on my scale so that all can take a note of it. That's 6 by 6 inches, and this one is going to be 3 by 6 inches. Perfect. Done. That's done. Let's move forward to the next color, which will be cutting this black strip of paper. Now, this is an absolute choice of yours, which combination of cardstock you want to put here. You can always add any color cardstock here, matching to the colors of the popsicles, matching to the color of these alphabets as well, right? Any color, any colorful color you want to add over here, in the shape of this banner, you can go ahead and do that. Because I wanted my popsicles here to be more vibrant, more visible, and be the hero on the card, I picked up this black color, right? Otherwise, feel free, if you're not a fan of black color, feel free to replace this with any other color. Now, for this one, I will be cutting a strip of 1 inches. So I'll take my black cardstock. There's a smooth black cardstock I'm using. Cut a long strip and I'll keep rest of the paper aside. There's a strip we have cut. Perfect. We will chop it down later on. I'm going to keep it aside for the time being. Now, the next thing we will be doing is we will take the scoring board. Here we have it. I'm using the bigger one. This is the multi-purpose scoring board from Dress My Craft. It is a 12 by 12 inch scoreboard which allows you to score bigger cardstocks. Now, I'll use the bone folder which comes along with this board. On the 6 by 6 inch panel, that the base panel, we will score at 3 inches. As we are creating a card base, we will just add one single score line, and later on we are going to fold it. But right now I'm going to keep it aside. The next step, take the top panel. This top panel is of the same size, exact same size, right? Now, because we are using a basic cardstock, we do not have a lot of, mattings, a lot of colors added to it. We wanted to give this top panel a little texture. Now, why texture is important? The texture is important so that you can break the blankness of a paper, right? That's why we add a texture to it to make it lift, right? So, onto this plain base, right? We do not have any texture, nothing is going on the background, right? Because we want the focus to be on these popsicles, we haven't added too much texture on the base, but a little texture is always great. It's always good to add. So I'm going to keep the card little near to the camera and share with you the kind of texture I have added. I'm not sure how much it is visible, but I've added the score line near the boundary of the card. You see here, very lightly it is visible, but it is visible um, from the front, right? So this tiny little detail is going to bring a lot of charm. It is going to add a lot of texture to your plain background and is going to look good, right? Now, this is again a personal choice. I like to do it because it truly, breaks the blank background. However, you may feel free to skip this step. Now, what I will do is for this step, I'll keep the front side of my panel upside down, right? And then I'm going to make a score line. Now, where do you need to score? You need to score it on the quarter inch mark here, but not from the top. Leave it a little gap here. If you wish, you can add it to the quarter inches if you want to add a broader boundary, or you can do it at the 1/8 inch mark. Both ways, it is going to look amazing. Let's just do it at a smaller margin. Let's add it at 1/8 inches, and I share you what I'm talking about. Look at this. I'm going to put my hand on the bottom. Let me just grab a black cardstock. Maybe it will be visible more on a black cardstock. Let me just see. So there is this score line, which I'm trying to show you how it is looking. Here it is, right? Along with the edge, right? The same way, we are going to be adding the score line to all the edges, leaving a gap from the top. This way, you make sure that all the lines that you are creating meet here at a spot and combine together, they create a frame like shape. Okay, that is the idea behind adding all of these lines. Look at that. Look at that. Beautifully embossed outlines, and this is going to make your background look a little lifted. It is going to add some interest onto the background. Perfect. Done. You can use it from the back side here, and you can use it from front here as well. Both sides are going to look beautiful. Once you are done with this, our work with the scoreboard is finished. Let's remove that and let's bring in the frame, the panels we have scored. On this front panel, no need to do anything. On this base panel, we are going to fold this on the score line beautifully. Perfect. Align the edges and let's burnish. Burnishing is a step which you should not miss at all, because this is where you make sure that your card is folded nice and flat. It looks professionally done, and it actually keeps your card flat like that. This way you can send it into the mailer very easily, and this way you can easily insert it into your card envelopes as well. A flat folded card is something which looks always neat. Done. The Sargo Bone folder is going to really help you achieve that finished look onto the edges of all the fold lines. Now, once you are through with this, you have the top panel with you. You can add this panel on top like that. Look at this. Perfect. You can even add it like that as well. Whichever, impression you're liking more, you can stick it that way. We will do the sticking part a little later on. Let's keep it aside. Let's pick the strip we have cut on the black cardstock. So this is like a 1 inch strip we have cut. And to create this banner shape over here, we will be using a banner punch. So we have this amazing banner punch in Dress My Craft, which allows you to cut these three amazing sizes. It has 1.5 inches, 2 inches, and 2.5 inches. So it is the width of the papers that you need that you can cut inside this tag punch. Okay, so starting from 1.5, we have up to 2.5. The lines have been made beautifully. It is the punch has been designed beautifully to insert the papers of the same measurements very nicely. However, it does not mean you cannot punch a thinner cardstock in it. So here I have this 1 inch cardstock with me. You can even punch a 1 inch or a half-inch cardstock as well in it, right? So how are you supposed to do it? You simply need to insert it. Now, because it is a different measurement, the 1 inch insertion has not been made in the tag because the tag is designed to cut these three. Yet, what you can do is to achieve this the banner cut in the very center. What you can do is you can just align this paper from the back side of the punch, making sure that is sitting in the center like that, and then you can punch it like that, right? It's going to give you this effect, right? It looks like a tiny little house, right? You can even create such tiny houses for any of your projects from the same punch, and you can get this beautiful banner cut, precise cut of a banner. Look at that from this particular punch. It is a great punch if you love to create your own birthday buntings. It is great punch if you love to create party records. It is a great punch if you love to create tags for your gifts for the holiday seasons. Definitely, it's a great punch. Now, once you have this strip with you, you're going to place it here and then we are going to chop it. Now, depends upon how many popsicles you will be adding onto the strip. Accordingly, you decide the length of the strip here. If you wish to add just two popsicles instead of three, you can take a shorter length on this strip of paper. However, as I'm recreating the same card here, and in this card we have three popsicles on top, I will be keeping the length same as the original card here, right? And I will cut the remaining paper, right? So what I'll do is I'll take a pencil, I'll do a marking, I'll share with you the size that I'm cutting onto. So the size of the banner that I'm cutting onto is 5 1/4 inches. So what I will do is I'll take my trimmer, I'll quickly cut this at 5 1/4 inches. Done. Perfect. Let's move forward. Now let's stick these three pieces together. Okay. So for this one, we will be adding some foam adhesives. For this one, we will be sticking it directly onto the panel with the help of some liquid glue. So let's take some tacky glue. Let's add this onto the back side of the base panel like that. Spread it along and then we will stick it here. It goes exactly on the top of the base. Make sure you align it well. The edges are sticking straight and you are good to go. Once you are through with this step, make sure you are taking your ergo bone folder, you are burnishing it very well like this. Perfect, done. I'm not burnishing on the embossed lines. If I burnish on these embossed lines, they are going to dull down a bit, and I don't want that. However, onto the corners, you can always go ahead and burnish. Once you are through with this step, it's time to add some foam adhesive on the banner. For the banner, what I will do, I'll take this foam tape. It is a nice and thin foam adhesive, and I love using this for my projects because this tape, which I'm using here, is not too thick. It adds appropriate amount of, volume to my elements. If I need more volume, I can always go ahead and add more layers of the tape. But for this card, I believe I do not want a lot of volume. I need the elements, the paper elements to be fairly flat, and I just want the popsicles to be a little 3D. Once you have this layered up, we will be adding this here. Okay, so I'm going to remove the backing sheet quickly halfway through, and then we will stick this, making sure that you align it well with the top edge. Once you have it, you need to remove the remaining tape backings and stick this up. So far, if you have any questions, feel free to ask us. We'd be more than happy to help you out. We are uh, completely active in the comment section. Let us know if you have any questions. So far, what we have done, we have created the base, we have created the top panel, we have stick it down, we have created a banner in the black color, and we have stick it down with the help of some 3D foam tapes. Done. Now, the next step the next step is to take the yummy looking popsicles, and the next step is to take rest of the elements. Right now, before I jump onto the amazing part where how you can make these popsicles spin so beautifully, I would take these three popsicles and I would just stick two of them normally on my card. Okay, so these are the cute little three popsicles that I'll be using today. They come in a variety of different colors. These are like flat back charms. As you see, the back side is completely flat, and they are quite 3D from the front. They have their own weight, but they are very lightweight. Right, they are very lightweight, and they are very cute. So I feel like eating them. I'm sure you must be feeling like eating them as well. Right? Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I will be aligning the popsicles in such a way that I have the green is the brightest color actually. So I want to put this in the center only, and I would want to add them like this. Maybe a little like that. Okay? So once you have the popsicles aligned, that where you want to add what? The next thing is I'm going to stick any of the two popsicles. If you want to make the center one interactive, you can do that. If you want to make the top one interactive, you can do that. If you want to make the bottom one interactive, you can do that too. Okay, so in this one, we have made the center one interactive. However, in this card, I'll show you how you can make the bottom one interactive so that we have a little difference in both the cards, right? We can do that. Okay, so for the rest of the two popsicles, what I will do is I'll take some foam adhesive. I have already doubled it up to get that volume on the popsicles. I'll remove the tape backings from one side, and I will chop it down two small pieces, and we will stick these two popsicles in place. The adhesive which I'm using right now, it is a very strong adhesive, and it holds your charms very beautifully, amazingly. I'm gonna be adding one here, and I will add the green one. I'll stick this too. Every time you are using any tapes whatsoever, whether you are using a foam tape, whether you are using a red tacky tape, all the tapes needs to be pressed down before you start peeling off the backing sheet. Right? This is something which we generally tend to forget, and then we struggle peeling them again and again, right? So make sure you have nicely burnished them down as well. Now we have stuck two of these popsicles, and the third one we need to make interactive, and we need to add some spinner on the backside. But wait, because this is the most interesting part on the card, I don't just want to, you know, um, give it away. I just don't want to just finish it over here. Let's keep the excitement building up. Let us know how you're liking in the comment section, and we are going to till then we are going to do what? We're going to do the sentiment part. Okay, so for the sentiment part, what we have here is we have this here. It says wishing you the coolest birthday, right? So we have taken a print for the sentiment which you see on the white color over here, and to highlight the word coolest, we have written it down, we have taken it out with the help of our dies. So the die which we have used today for the sentiment is this amazing, and one of my favorites, mini small alphabet die set. So it allows you to write any sentiment on your card because it is alphabet die, and it gives you options to write any word. It has letters from A to Z in such a cute little font. I'll show you the actual die, how it looks like. So this is how the die looks like. Such a cute size, such a amazing size, which not only fits onto your mini slimline cards, but it also works very well with your slimline cards as well, with your regular standard size cards as well. Everywhere this die works great. Now we have this, right? What I need to do is I need to align everything. I need to just simply see where I want to put what, and then I want to add this word coolest, right? So what I'm going to do is I will stick this over here like that, and I'll add the coolest in the center because because it is a mini slimline, right? It has this much of a space here. My sentiment is quite big for the card, I can say. I've deliberately chosen it. So make sure that the card looks compiled. The sentiment needs to be here in the center because we have two of the elements sitting on top. So accordingly, this top section will have more area. This colored section will fall a little below the center area, right? So now I'm really talking maths. I'll stop myself. Otherwise, I'll bore you guys, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the marking. I guess I will, because this is 6 inches, so the 3 inches is the center. I will start sticking the coolest sentiment maybe from here, maybe from a little at 2.5 inches till here. So this is where I start writing it. What I will do is every time, whenever I need to write anything on my card, I like to use this amazing ruler, which is the Craft Pro ruler. It is a nice size of 18 inches. It is great for card makers, scrapbookers, anyone who is into paper crafting, or if you are into quilting and sewing, anything. This ruler works great because it has a transparent body, and you can actually see what's underneath, and you can actually see all these grid lines as well. These grid lines makes it very easy for you to see where you are sticking, whether your scale is straight or not, whether you are cutting straight or not, whether you are marking straight or not, right? So this is an amazing tool for sure. And what I am going to be doing is I will be aligning my scale with the edge, on this card, with the line on the scale here, and then I will put down my cutouts like this. So let me just make some space on my table here. Perfect. I'll use the tweezers because the cuttings which I'll be using, they are small in size, so I want to handle them carefully. So they're going to be the word cool. And by the way, if you are wondering from where I have taken such bright and colorful papers, from where I have got the beautiful pink, from where I've got this bright yellow, I'll be sharing the name and the you know colors which comes in that cardstock very, very, very soon, as soon as I just stick these letters. So I'm just placing these letters so that I can see the space is equal both the sides, right? So once I have this done, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the glue here. I will pick each letter one by one and I will start adding glue on top of it. Whenever you have tiny little letters like this, always tap the glue on top instead of just adding and creating a line. So I've just tapped the nozzle of the glue and I'm going to remove the excess, and then I'm going to stick it straight on my card. Now I am watching this card and I'm doing this step through the camera. So please excuse me if you see my head in the camera or if you see me going a little here and there on the card, because doing it through the camera is kind of a little tough, a little tricky, I guess. So I'm gonna try and stick it perfectly. Okay. Now I'm gonna quickly add the rest of the letters as well. It says cool. You can say anything on this card. Let me know in the comment section what you would write on this card if you have to give this card to your near and dear ones. Which sentiment or which, funny, I can say, quote comes to your mind when you see popsicles and when you see popsicles spinning, right? Let us know in the comment section. Okay, so we are done with the word cool, and look at this. With the help of the scale, with the help of this amazing ruler, Craft Pro ruler, you are able to write the letters, individual letters, so straight up on your card without any mistakes, right? That's really cool. Now, next up, I'm going to align this once again with my card, making sure it is nice and straight. And then I'm going to pick up the remaining letters and start adding them. Let's make it sit a little lower. Let's add the remaining ones here. So we're waiting to see your comments. What do you say about it?
They're loving your card. And Rebecca said that she would write birthday calories don't count, LOL.
Oh, wow. That's great. That's a great one.
Helen would say summer is here.
Perfect.
And Rebecca also said she loved how you matched the colors of your sediment with the popsicles.
Yes, that's exactly the point. Whenever you are actually uh, want to write a sentiment, you're writing anything, and you want that vibe, that feel in the same sentiment as well, you have to pick up the colors from the element which is the hero on your card. So because the popsicles are the hero on my card today, I had to, pick the amazing, vibrant, and beautiful colors and put it in this word coolest, because the cool and the popsicles are cool and the sentiment is also cool. So the both the things together really matches up very well.
Yes, they do.
And
Eileen
lastly,
Eileen says, "Great card, great tips."
thank you so much, my dear. Thank you so much. I'm really glad to hear that a lot of people are already here. I'm glad to see that you guys are participating and enjoy the class. I cannot really wait to see you guys recreating your own, versions of this card. And I would love to see all of you writing your own wonderful sentiments on the card as well.
Love the colors.
Perfect. So right now, as we are talking about the colors, I would love to share the cardstock I have used today here. So this is the tropical cardstock. Amazing, amazing colors you will find in this cardstock. Look at this. So it is like 20 different colors you will get in this single pack. It's a pack of 20 sheets. That means 20 beautiful colors. You'll get a mix of amazing, amazing, vibrant colors like pinks, yellows, blues, purple, red, orange, everything, every color you will see, you will find here, and you will even find like two different shades of a single color as well. So that's amazing. Now, because I had pencil mark over here, I would want to erase this up. Make sure you do not forget that. This is something which happens to me all the time, that I forget to actually erase the pencil marks from my cards. This is now looking much more clean. Okay, so finally we are on to the last part of the sentiment where we'll be adding the rest of the sentiment to complete it. So what I will do here is I will add this with the help of some foam adhesive, and then I'll be introducing you with the amazing, amazing spinner we have, and how it works, what exactly the product is, how you're supposed to use it, what are the options, and a lot more actually. Okay, so once you have this, again, I'm pressing this down and then revealing the adhesive like that. Let's just remove this as well and let's start sticking. So I'm going to hold this with the help of my tweezers and we will start sticking this one here, here, a little tilted because we are creating a very fun card, a quirky card. So I always love to add my sentiments a little tilted whenever I am just creating a fun card. So this is the last word for the sentiment which says birthday. So let's stick this up and here you go. We are all done with the sentiment. So it says wishing you the coolest birthday and that's done, right? So far we are done with the base, we are done with the banner, we are done with the popsicles and we are done with the sentiment as well. Now, moving on to the most, I can say, the most awaited part where we will be actually learning how we're supposed to make the popsicles interactive, how we will be adding it, how we'll be sticking it. So we have this amazing, I can say, product which is called spinners. Now, I'm going to show the look of the spinners. I'm going to show the product in the frame for all of you. It's so tiny. It's very tiny product. And look at this. This is how it looks like. This is very tiny, but don't underestimate it with the size, because this tiny little size is going to actually hold the weight of the smaller cabochons and even the big size cabochons as well. It can actually hold a nice amount of weight. It is perfect to be added to all your paper crafting project, even your mixed media projects. Even you can create accessories out of it too. So this is a product which we will be using today in our card. And before I start and go ahead and add this to my card, I would like to brief a little bit more about the same. So the spinner is, this is how it looks first of all, right? The spinner has a base, flat base over here, and has a smaller base over here. This is where it spins like that. You see, this area is spinning very nicely. This is a very amazing quality product, and you will see the mechanism in here is very smooth. And once you're going to stick this, it is going to spin beautifully. As I have demonstrated you in the beginning, it spins very fast. Look at that. Right now, using this spinner, how you're supposed to stick this to the products, how you're supposed to stick this to the popsicle, right? So you can stick this when you are using paper product. For example, if you want to spin a die cut out, right? That means you're sticking a paper to the spinner. So whenever you are sticking a paper to the spinner, you can actually use your liquid glues as well. That means you can actually use your tacky glue to stick the paper. I have tried it and it works great. But when you are sticking any other product, for example, if you're sticking a resin product, if you're sticking a plastic product, if you're sticking a cabochon or a glass product to the spinner, we would highly recommend you go for a stronger adhesive, right? You can go for a silicone glue maybe, or you can go for a quick fix, or you can go for any other strong adhesive, maybe a B6000 as well. So you can use that. So these are a couple of adhesives which you can go for. You can even use your hot glue gun as well for that matter, right? Now, where to stick and how to stick? It's very simple. You can either stick the flat base to the surface. For example, if you are sticking this popsicle on the card here, right? So you can stick this flat base on the area where you are adding the spinner, and the top smaller section you can stick the charm or any element to the smaller section. If you do that, it is going to work great. But if you want to do it upside down, that means if you want to stick the smaller base at the bottom and you want to stick this one on top, that is also possible. That means this product is reversibly used. You can actually use it from any side. You can either stick from here, anywhere. It is going to work at the same speed at all times, right? All you have to just make sure is that you are using very less amount of glue onto this spinner, right? Only use the glue in the center. Make sure the glue does not ooze out of it. If the glue oozes out of it and it gets stuck onto the edges of the spinner, you may you may feel that your spinner is not moving smoothly because you have the glue on the edges or on the sides. So this is just a small, caution that you need to take. Make sure you use less amount of glue and you are good to go. It does not really require a lot of glue to be used with. Now, once you have this element picked up, let me just quickly take what? Let me just quickly take my glue. Here I have the tacky glue with me, right? And I also have the silicone as well, which I generally like to use because it is a cabochon, right? I personally feel that I get the best results when I use this with the silicone. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take very tiny amount of silicone glue. It is a thick adhesive and I will take a very small drop of it. Look at that. A very small drop of it. You do not need a lot of glue. Then you need to stick it here where you want to be, right? Stick it in the center and I'm going to place my popsicle over here and see if the position is okay. So once I'm happy with the position, I am going to press the spinner down. Perfect. Now, as I have used a silicone glue, again, it is not an instant glue. It is a thick glue. It takes comparatively lesser time to dry than a wet glue, than a glue like this, right? But it still takes some time, right? So I'm not going to be spinning the popsicle immediately, but still I will show you how it works. Now, same way, I will add a very tiny drop and the top section like that. A little drop of glue works great. Now I'm going to stick this in the center. Whenever we are adding any element, make sure if the element if the element is sitting straight or not on your card. You have to just see it and make sure it is sticking straight. If it is coming upside down, that means the weight of the element is not balanced, right? So you have to make sure the weight is balanced enough that the element is sitting straight on your spinner. That's all that you need to take care of. Once you are done with this, allow it some time to dry. And once it dries completely, it is going to spin beautifully, just like the one in the card here. Look at that. This is super strong and the mechanism is so great. You will see, even if it is not stuck completely with the glue, it is still, spinning. I'm not really, moving it with my that pressure. I'm just spinning it very lightly and very gently. Still, the mechanism is working great, right? So, this is how we have done it. And this is the amazing, amazing, amazing product. This tiny little product can actually add the amazing interaction to any, I can say, a project of yours, anything. So this is it about today's card, and this is it about the amazing, amazing spinners as well. Let us know now that how do you like this card? How do you like the product that I introduced you with today, and how do you feel about it?
I think they love it, Anu. And a couple of the comments, Isabel said that she was working on a project while watching you, and she used your tip to take the excess glue off, and so it wouldn't spread everywhere, and it worked perfectly for her.
That's great.
And they love the punch and the fact that you can use it for so many different sizes. I love that part.
Yes,
I wrote that
yes,
down on my list of things to get.
that's great.
And they all love the scoring idea that you did with doing the score line around to add that decorative touch. They love that. I just didn't want to interrupt you so much when you were talking. Crystal says, love it. Eileen says, beautiful project and demo, so clear. Rebecca said, it's a very cool card. She loves it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and I want to remind everybody that so you save on shipping. You can order all of Dress My Craft products from scrapbook.com. And so if you're looking for anything and it's not on scrapbook.com, let me know and I will let Shalani know. And maybe they will get them there. I know I did see that the spinners are out of stock right now, but the cool part about scrapbook.com is you can click notify me. So when they come in, they'll let you know. And Shalini said they'll have everything soon. And Isabel said, thank you, Anu. I must try and get some of the spinners. I think they'd be great for seasonal cards. I do too.
Yes, they are great.
Yeah, this was perfect. Thank you so much. I love the card. I love your tips. And it's always such a pleasure having you guys on. Remember, like, comment, and share with the hashtag Bella Crafts to enter for this week's giveaway sponsored by Dress My Craft. And we always keep the giveaways open until the following week on Tuesday. So everybody who's watching the replays has a chance to win also. So you don't have to be here live, especially when we switch it up and come in at a totally different time than you guys are used to. Shalini, keep watching Bella Craft's page. They have lots of lovely cards. Yes. So thank you guys very much. And thank you everyone for coming. And remember, like we always say, take some time to craft because it's good for your soul. And we believe that. And Lisa will be back this afternoon at noon with her card. So make sure you come back to see what Lisa has done also. And we will have Dress My Craft back again in the future. So be sure to watch for that. Thanks, everyone.